The Maple Leafs are rolling after a 4-2 win in Detroit gave them an undefeated 4-0 road trip. Hey everyone, Rob Wong, joined alongside by national NHL columnist Michael Traikos. And Michael, we got to begin with the man that has been stirring the drink over the last 3 weeks. That is Mitch Marner, who is on a 17-game point streak, the second longest in team history, just one back of Eddie Olczyk and Daryl Sittler's team record. If we set the over-under at 99.5 points for Marner this season, is he finally going to crack that century mark for the first time in his career?
Let's go over. I'm taking the over easily, Rob, and for a couple of reasons. I think last year a lot of people might have credited Auston Matthews with Mitch Marner's season in the sense that, hey, when you're playing with a guy who scores 60 goals, you're going to pick up a lot of points alongside him. This year, Marner started the year with Matthews, but he's been playing with John Tavares, and since he's been linked up with Tavares, Marner has been just on fire. So it doesn't really matter who he's playing with, what line he's playing on, whether he's killing penalties, playing on the power play. This guy's just doing it all. And I think he's going to get a lot of love if this keeps up for the Hart Trophy. But, don't be surprised if Marner inches his way on to the Selke Trophy nominations as well. We're seeing what he can do when he doesn't have the puck. He's just been a complete hound in terms of, turnovers, creating turnovers. Like I said, his work on the penalty kill. But really, he's just been Toronto's most valuable player for these first 2 months.
Speaking of the reigning Hart Trophy winner, Auston Matthews, with goals in back-to-back games, there was a lot of conversation about what's wrong with Auston Matthews and why doesn't he look like the same guy we've seen many, many years, but does seem like he's starting to come back into form here. Are you starting to see signs of life from number 34?
Yeah, it's funny when you've got when you set the bar that high, as Auston Matthews has in the past 2 years. We're talking about a two-time reigning Rocket Richard Trophy winner. It's easy to kind of get down on him when puck's not going in, but yeah, I think we're starting to see a turnaround. He's the kind of guy, Matthews, where even last year he started off fairly slowly, and then it just takes a couple games for him to bunch together a couple goals, and then he's just off to the races. So. Yeah, Jason Robertson, I think your hold on the Rocket Richard Trophy is not going to be for long. I think once Matthews, and we're seeing it right now, starts getting a little confidence with the puck, it's just going to go in more and more for him. So, yeah, it's a welcome sight for Toronto Maple Leafs fans, that's for sure.
Not a lot of people would have expected this type of performance from Matt Murray to begin his Maple Leafs career. Since coming back from injury, he has been one of the better goalies in all of the National Hockey League. Ilya Samsonov is working his way back, of course, very soon, which is going to be a big boost to this goaltending tandem. But if Murray continues to go this way, Michael, how many starts do you think he gets the rest of the way? Do you just ride him, or because of the injury concerns that there is still going to be a split no matter how well he's playing?
You know what? Even at the beginning of the season, Rob, I got the sense that the Leafs were favoring Murray ahead of Samsonov in a lot of the preseason discussions. So I wouldn't be surprised if this is sort of going according to plan for Leafs management and coaching. I think they like having Matt Murray, a two-time Stanley Cup champion, in net. You say what you want about him last year in Ottawa. That was not a very good defensive team. Obviously, it wasn't a playoff team. He looks a lot different when he's playing behind some legitimate players. And, like we saw in Pittsburgh, this guy can win games when it really matters. And, I'm actually honestly surprised because, it's not like Toronto's winning 6-4 against Detroit. They were heavily outshot, and it really was Matt Murray kind of stealing them a win. That could have easily have been, a game where you're just trading goals. But, Murray's been a rock back there when he has been healthy. And I think that is, if you're going to say, what are there any concerns? It's, can he stay healthy? And to your point or to your question, do you sort of set some games aside where he can rest? I'm of the thought, you got two guys in net that could easily be in number one. Let them battle it out. And if Murray's the hot hand, you ride it until he's not.
Speaking of players that are, on the outside watching right now, Nick Robertson has been scratched in, I think, now 10 games for the Maple Leafs this season. It's been a while since he's gotten in there, continues to skate with the team. What do you think is going on with his situation, and is it the best right now to have him as a healthy scratch at the NHL level?
It's a difficult situation with Nick Robertson. I was talking to his agent the other night, and he expressed to me that, Toronto's a unique spot in the sense that they're so top heavy with contracts. It really makes them a team that, needs to have a lot of guys making under $1 million. And if you look at their forward composition right now, I think they have 6 forwards along with Robertson who are all making under $1 million. So for a young guy, he's 21 years old, still kind of learning the league. I think it's a tough spot for him because if you're the head coach of the Leafs, Sheldon Keefe, you're saying, okay, do I want Nick Robertson, who has a lot of potential but might make some mistakes, might make a turnover, or do I want to go the safe route and maybe put a Dennis Malgin or a Zach Aston Reese in there who, doesn't have Robertson's potential, but, is more trusted in that situation. So, for Robertson, if he's playing in Chicago or another team, he's probably in your top 6. But in Toronto's case, he's just got to bide his time. And, hopefully through injury or whatever, Robertson can get in and start showing what he's doing, because all you have to do is look at his older brother and how Jason Robertson is tearing up the league right now and say to yourself, well, if Nick can even, manage half that production, the Leafs would be happy. So it's going to come, but let's keep in mind this guy's only 21 years old, and the Leafs are rolling right now, so why would you want to change it?
Yeah, definitely a tough spot when your team is 7-1-2 in their last 10 games. For all of Michael's NHL coverage, you can find him at Postmedia, and you can get him on Twitter at Michael_Traikos.